Hi everybody, I am Guillermo Villasenor and this presentation is for my class Psychology 850 Workplace Attitudes, Measurements and Change at Liberty University. My professor is Dr. Benjamin Wood and I will be presenting 4 articles about attitudes and behaviors. The first article is from Ted and Meyer 1993. Job satisfaction, organizational commitment, turnover intention, and turnover path analysis based on meta-analytic findings. Ted and Meyer conducted a meta-analysis to estimate different relations, namely organizational commitment, job satisfaction, turnover intentions, and withdrawal cognition. Similarly, the researchers evaluate the impact of different psychometric moderators on these relations. Lastly, the researchers compare the impact of commitment and satisfaction in the process of turnover by applying path evaluation to meta-analytic linkages. This article is useful since it shows that commitment and satisfactions contribute individually towards the prediction of cognitions or intentions. Also, it shows that satisfaction predicts intentions more strongly than commitment. Furthermore, the researchers confirmed that intentions mediates almost all attitudinal associations with turnover. Lastly, the article indicates that the impact of attitude on turnover intentions varies according to different assessment measures. Generally, the study proves the essence of measuring multiple items, determining the difference between short and extended versions of the Organizational Commitment Questionnaire, OCQ, and acting with caution when operationalizing turnover's cognitive precursors. The gain in described turnover variance due to the incorporation of a direct commitment path never surpassed 1.4% from the use of multi-item cognition measures. As such, the unique effect on commitment on decision towards turnover is negligible in practical situations. The most challenging part of this article is the meta-analytic correction of correlations before aggregations. This process could cause errors and affect the overall results of the meta-analysis. Also, path analysis are cumbersome process. The question: how did the researchers avoid errors when estimating missing reliabilities during statistical corrections? Summary from this article: discrepancies in outcomes of research on the process of turnover prevent recognition of why individuals quit workplaces. This study clarified vital issues through the meta-analytic approach. The results of this study are useful for researchers to reflect on the originators of variability when studying turnover. The second article is from Williams and Anderson, 1991. Job satisfaction and organizational commitment as predictors of organizational citizenship in role behavior, Journal of Management. Williams and Anderson had 2 objectives. The first aim was to show that extra role behavior through organizational citizenship behaviors, OCBs, are distinguishable from the past outcome of in-role behaviors, IRBs. Secondly, researchers evaluate the role of aspects of organizational commitment and job satisfaction to foretelling dimensions of OCB results. The researchers evaluate the basis of personal psychological commitment to organizations. Dimensions covered in the study include compliance, internalization, and identification. This article significantly proves three different evidence that OCBs, IRBs, and OCBIs are relatively different categories of performance. The eigenvalues of the study shows these outcome factor correlations also demonstrated a beneficial results from the study. Researchers determined that cognitive predictors are essential and significant. Furthermore, the extrinsic variables for job cognition was highly related to OCBs performance rather than variables for paying cognition. Lastly, the study proves that two elements of cognition components were distinctly linked to variables of OCB. Significance of this study shows that individual beliefs regarding job characteristics are related to OCB's performance. Also, has managerial implications since the outcome of variables for job cognition confirm opinions of Konowski and Organ 1999 that the performance of OCB results from the fairness of general organizational treatment, practices, and policies. As such, organizational leaders should look beyond pay system to promote OCBs. The most difficult elements. The method section is the most challenging aspect of this study. The exploratory factor analysis to evaluate performance, satisfaction, and organizational commitment are tedious procedures. Furthermore, interpretation of the significant outcome of factor analysis causes another headache. Question: how did the researchers handle negative loading during the research? This study encouraged researchers in OCB to maintain their efforts. Also, the study states that organizational commitment requires more in-depth exploration since it affects OCB's performance. Lastly, this article shows the need for future research to increase the number of variables to OCB's explanatory network. My third article is from Bateman and Organ 1983, Job Satisfaction and the Good Soldier, the relationship between affect and employee citizenship, Academy of Management Journal. Bateman and Organ 1983 endeavored to explore the link between employee citizenship and effect which affect job satisfaction. Researchers hypothesized the organizational citizenship behavior affects the degree of workers' commitment at the workplace. This study proves a robust statistical relationship between overall job satisfaction and citizenship behavior of employees. The stronger relationship occurs since citizenship behavior indicates actions under workers' violational control than measures of conventional productivity. Also, this article is crucial since it never supported the causes link between citizenship behaviors and satisfaction due to the time interval sought by the study. Lastly, researchers demonstrate that employees' personality and environmental variables affect the link between citizenship behavior and job satisfaction. This study suggests that if both affect and citizenship behaviors signify enduring dispositions, organizational leaders should change the work settings to affect more adjustments on the two variables. Also, researchers add that if enduring dispositions arise from situations-based reasons, officials should apply proactive measurements. Data analysis is the most challenging part of this study. Mainly, the gross regression, evaluation, and the causal analysis for confirming association between citizenship behavior are tedious. The question: how did the researchers factor measurement errors when using the crosswalk approach to analyze the results of the study? And the conclusion: citizenship behavior is multiple observation approach that is useful to organizations and managers. Also, this approach is vital for researchers. It helps to predict the behaviors of employees. Therefore, evaluation of employee citizenship behavior is necessary to recommend useful change to organizational policies. Successful organizations more prioritize employee welfare to boost their degree of productivity. Lastly, an article from Riquera M. 2002, Attitudinal Organizational Commitment and Job Performance, a meta-analysis journal of organizational behavior, the International Journal of Industrial, Occupational, Organizational Psychology and Behavior. Riquera 2002 performed a meta-analysis to assess the real association between attitudinal organizational engagement and performance of workers. Besides, the researchers endeavor to determine the moderators of correlation and overcome the drawbacks and past studies. This study revealed that the link between attitude-based organization decision and workers' performance is notably stronger for the performance of extra role opposed to the performance of in-role. Also, this correlation is more reliable for white-collar employees than their blue-collar counterparts. Lastly, the study proves that self-rating assessments of employees' performance yields superior results than objective indicators or supervisors' ratings. The results of this study have two significant practical implications. Firstly, Riquera 2002 suggests that attitudinal organizational commitment AOC is superior indicator of performance when self-reports, extra role outcomes, and white-collar employees are used during research. The research recommends using a study approach to ensure the collection of the most relevant information from respondents. This study focuses on the moderators of the relationship between AOC and performance. One method-based variable, orange performance data, and two substance-based variables, the type of workers and type of job, prove that significant moderators, however, commitment measurements against job level, age, and tenure had insignificant moderator impacts. The most difficult elements: evaluation of the most relevant studies to include for the meta-analytic process is a tedious process. Precisely, locating studies that reported correlation coefficients of 0 order was another challenge which prolonged the start of the meta-analytic procedure. Also, data analysis to determine the statistical significance of the study. Various measures require comprehensive technical skills. The question: how did the researchers overcome publication bias when choosing studies from meta-analysis? In summary, this study recommends that an evaluation of AOC is vital to proving the productivity of employees. Also, it shows that the useful results of any research require an autonomous response from participants. Lastly, the study proves that AOC is directly connected to work performances. If you have any questions, that will be the time. If you have questions, I have answers. Thank you so much for your time. My name is Guillermo. God bless you.